Today's question is: what is the scientific method? The scientific method is a systematic and logical approach to solve problems or understand different phenomena. This approach includes identifying the problem, formulating hypotheses, gathering data, organizing and analyzing data, and carefully drawing conclusions. Let us start with the first step, identifying the problem. This process involves observation. You observe the environment and the things around you using your 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. When you observe things, you become curious. You then start to ask questions about these things. Take note that observation is the foundation of scientific research. It's the starting point for making sense of the world around us. The second step is the formulation of hypotheses. A hypothesis is formed to address a question. It is a tentative answer or an educated guess about the question. This hypothesis has to be tested and verified. It should contain predictions about a variable or a measurable characteristics that varies. These variables can be classified as independent, dependent, and controlled. The independent variable is the variable that you manipulate or change, whereas the dependent variable is what happens because of the change. Controlled variable is a variable that is kept the same during a scientific experiment. The third step is data gathering. An experiment is needed to verify the accuracy and acceptability of the formulated hypothesis. Scientists test their formulated hypothesis using experimental and controlled groups. An experimental group is the group that receives the variable being tested in an experiment, while the controlled group is the group in an experiment that does not receive the variable you are testing. From your observations and measurements in the experiment, you will then record your data. The data obtained may be qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative data are based on observable qualities and descriptions. On the other hand, quantitative data refer to the numbers obtained using various measuring devices. The next method is organizing and analyzing data. Your data must be presented in an organized manner using tables, graphs, or charts. This will present patterns that show connections between important variables in the hypothesis being tested. Graphs such as scatter plots, bar charts, and histograms can display data. These graphical representations of data can make it easier for scientists to understand and identify trends or patterns. The last step in the scientific method is drawing conclusions. This step is crucial because it allows researchers to make objective and reliable conclusions about the studied phenomenon. During this step, the data collected during the experiment are carefully analyzed and interpreted to determine whether the hypothesis is supported. The conclusion should be based on the evidence collected during the experiment and should provide an answer to the original question or problem posed in the hypothesis. By following the steps of the scientific method, researchers can make objective and reliable conclusions about the world around us, leading to new discoveries, innovations, and advancements in various fields.